This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Hey. Oh, man. Good morning. Of course, the cough comes out right at the top of the show. That's how we do it. First Alert Weather Breakdown. That's how you know it's a podcast, too. Good morning. I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. Guess what? It's the end of the work week. Well, bam. Friday. And weekend is just ahead. Went Saturday and Sunday. You know, I realized I just muted myself, and I meant, you know what I meant to do? Because I run the controls. I meant to do this. Shoo. Instead, I muted myself. That's when you know it's Friday. And that's when you know also that I need a weekend. Anyways, we're going to get through the rest of this episode, I promise. Welcome to First Alert with a Breakdown. I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. We're talking all about Christmas coming up. We're talking all about the different forecasts. We have so many different important days coming up. Not only is it Christmas time, but it's bowl game season. Something that we haven't talked too much about is the Independence Bowl in Shreveport. It's a matter of 8 days away, if I'm counting right. Yes, 8 days away between Louisiana Tech and the Army Black Knights. We're going to have a episode literally just tailored to that bowl game and the forecast for it coming into next week. So if you know any people coming in town from, well, Louisiana Tech's just down the road, but if you know anybody, people come from West Point, from Army, send them on down. First Alert with a Breakdown. I just realized that rhymed, but then I realized at the same time it was the same exact final word. Come on down to the breakdown. I'm clever. Anyways, yeah, so it's Friday. We're looking in for a beautiful weekend, but unfortunately, our other important forecast we need to get to besides weekend is Christmas, and that's not looking so good. We're going to get into the First Alert details of what's not looking so good about it coming up in just a little bit. So here's what's on the docket here for the day today, heading into your Friday. You can tell I'm in a little more of a good mood here for today. Again, it's Friday. Cooler forecast. That's what we have in store. We have a local forecast here for you. Your typical. We basically take your typical Maine weather forecast that you see on the news, on the television, and we talk about it a lot more in depth. Again, this platform just allows us to have a way to expand and really evaluate. And also, I don't need to stumble over my words in case I have to wrap up quickly. I have time. It's an amazing concept, I know. But yes, the point is I have time here for the day today, so we can talk all about the cooler temperatures around here for the next several days until we eventually warm up and get rain back into next week. We're also talking sunshine here for the next couple of days. It's two sides of a 7-day forecast, and we'll show you essentially here in just a little bit. Besides that, our exclusive content here for the day today, we don't just do the I realized I'm going to turn myself down just a little bit. Sorry for those of you that turned down and now have to turn down some more. I realized I needed to turn down my mic. Got a little hot. It's getting a little hot. Anyways, our exclusive content here for the day today is also talking about the New Orleans Saints, Dallas Cowboys. Both of them play in prime time this weekend. We'll have the forecast for both games. And just so you know, both of those games are complete polar opposites almost. That's quite intriguing. Also, regional travel forecast. We're looking because we used to do our sports forecasts with college football and high school football. Obviously, high school's done. College is only with bowl games, and we'll talk all about bowl games next weekend with the Independence Bowl again next Saturday. Again, we're going to talk about that on an episode exclusively next week. But for this week, not talking about college football. Since we're only talking about 2 sports games, I figure we bring in the regional travel forecast for those of you traveling around the Arklatex this coming weekend. Yeah, so thanks for joining. Again, it's Friday. Welcome on, 10:30. I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. For those of you who don't watch this regularly, thank you, by the way. Just figured I'd tune in and welcome you in because just so you know, I have YouTube pulled up to the side, although you can watch us on KSLA.com and anywhere you can watch our live stream, including Apple TV. You can also watch us on YouTube, and I always think the best news about YouTube, and I must sound like a broken record when I say this, because for those of you who've been on this, I almost say this every single time, but the beauty of YouTube is that you can say hello to me, you can comment to me, you can ask a question to me, you can do whatever on our YouTube chat, and I can respond live. Like, guess what? Kayla. Hi, how you doing? I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. See, I can respond to that in real time. Pretty cool. And it makes me feel like I'm having a two-way conversation. Podcast, yes, is just me speaking, but sometimes it's great to hear from other peeps as well. And the reason we also have commercial breaks in these, we're going to cut up, we essentially do the local forecast, then we do a commercial, and then we talk about our exclusive stuff, which includes the sports and traveling after the commercial. Essentially, commercial break is, yes, to, pay dues, but it's also to give me a drink of water. I had somebody even, real quick before we get into the local forecast, I know I'm rambling on a little bit, but someone on social media was like, how do you do that? Just stand up there for 2.5 hours, like during a newscast, just stand up for 2.5 hours and literally talk about weather nonstop. I'm like, lots and lots of water. Trust me. All right, anyways, let's get into our first alert weather breakdown. We're already in the first alert weather breakdown, but let's get into the weather here. Heading into the great outdoors. Let's go. Arklatex temperatures here for the day today. That's kind of our little change, I guess, in store for later on today is temperatures mid-50s, 55 in Shreveport, 52 in Texarkana, 44 in DeQueen, meanwhile 55 in Natchitoches. So, just so you know, the temperatures that you're seeing there are pretty much the high temperatures for the rest of the day. We have a dry cold front. Keyword is dry. Heading into the Arklatex here for the day today. That's actually going to cool down our afternoon temperatures, just maybe by a degree or two compared to the temperatures that you're already seeing. And it's especially going to cool down our temperatures tonight. Be wary of that, I must say. All right, so now looking outside, window world camera on top of the cooler temperatures. Again, we have a beautiful day outside. Wow. Sunshine, blue skies on our window world Texarkana camera. It is a beautiful day to get out, and guess what? It's going to be a beautiful weekend to get out, too. Hopefully you got some outdoor plans, especially around with the cooler temperatures. This nice sweater weather around the Arklatex. This includes our Matthews Landscape and Pest Camera 2. Overall, here's your morning planner. I know we're already at 10:30, and I'm already talking about I'm also talking about temperatures that happened in the past 3 hours, but you get the point. We started off in the upper 30s, lower 40s today, and we're rolling into temperatures that are just maybe increasing by another degree or two, potentially. Overall, I think you get the point. The temperatures pretty much are at a standstill for the most part into the afternoon as we're continuing to build in cooler air that cools us down all the way through Saturday. But then notice the jet stream. The jet stream that originally gave us a cold supply from the cold, rocky northwest, that's gone. And now since we flatline essentially the jet stream, we're going to start to warm up and build back our warmth, especially heading into next work week. Monday and Tuesday, especially, we're going to get a good influx of warmer air. We're talking highs well above average. Not only that, because we have low pressure systems coming down, that's going to help to organize a lot more rain back into the Arklatex just in time for Wednesday. And if you remember what day Wednesday is next week, Christmas. Just in time for Santa. I hope he's got some windshield wipers. Anyways, highs today, 56 for Shreveport, 49 in DeQueen, 64 in Natchitoches. This is the big point, the big kicker here for that cold front coming through today, is these are the temperatures for tomorrow morning, right around 30. 31 in Shreveport, 30 for Texarkana, probably some of us definitely getting into the upper 20s as well. So that's just, that's about 10 degrees colder than this morning. So it's time to get on another hoodie. Choose another article of clothing to already add to your attire. So, future track as well. At least you get to enjoy sunshine around with these cooler temperatures. That'll be nice. And for the day today and also through your Saturday and Sunday. Finally, I will say again, this is I haven't probably said this. I actually haven't even said this yet, this podcast, but this is the first time in 3 weekends where you don't have to worry about rain. We've had the last 2 weekends filled with rain concerns. I remember last weekend as well. It was off and on rain nonstop through Saturday when I was actually down in Natchitoches last weekend. But again, weekend's looking great. Then you get into next week. Christmas Eve is on Tuesday, just a matter of 2 days later. Rain is back. Scattered rain showers and storms are expected throughout the day as of right now on Christmas Eve. I think we'll have a better idea of specific timing between if it's going to happen in the morning, if it's going to happen in the afternoon, if it's going to happen at night, more into the weekend and more into the start of next work week. There's a lot of models kind of going all over the place. Just so you know, our models yesterday hinted at the rain mainly coming Christmas Eve morning. Today, they're hinting at it coming Christmas Eve night, which is unfortunately not as good for heading into Christmas, which there could still be a leftover chance of a shower then. Highs in the 50s here for the next 3 days. Lots of sunshine. Hey, and then you have the second half of the 7-day forecast. It does get warmer on Monday, although I will say Monday looks to still be completely dry on the 23rd. Then you get into the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day festivities, and that's when the rain comes, of course. Scattered showers expected on Christmas Eve, again, with a few chances of some showers still lingering on into Christmas Day. I still have rain fiddled around into the 26th and the 27th, unfortunately, as well. Thursday and Friday and next week could be another system rolling on through, too. There's even a hint that some of the models are suggesting severe weather is coming back. Now, the past couple of weather makers, the worst issue we've had has been flash flooding at best. And that looks to be, again, kind of associated with the system on Tuesday. But it looks like we have another system coming on Thursday and Friday that could give, of next week, that could give us severe weather. We'll let you know. It's still too far out to exactly determine if we're positive about that, per se. I'd probably say you need to wait to be like 3 to 4 days out to kind of determine if things are actually legitimately going to be severe. But we'll keep you first in the meantime. Overall, warm and wet. That's the forecast here for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, especially on Christmas Eve. All right, that was a look at your full local forecast. Again, any questions? YouTube. That's the way to do it. Anyways, thanks for watching. You stick around, though. We still got plenty more content here for the day today. That's just one block that we have. We still got 2 commercial breaks to get through during our first Alert Weather Breakdown. Coming up after one commercial break and after a sip of water, I will be talking about the forecast for the New Orleans Saints, the Dallas Cowboys, and if you just happen to be traveling overall for this holiday weekend, which you can look forward to here coming this weekend. I'll have that after the break. Don't you go anywhere. All right, welcome back. First Alert Weather Breakdown. Again, I'm meteorologist Evan Thomas, and thank you for joining me for today. That's one of the cool things we always do on the First Alert Weather Breakdown, for those of you first joining us, so to speak, is we go over things that we do not even touch on in the shows, which is going over things happening beyond the Arklatex, because we realize, including myself, I love traveling. The Arklatex has had some great food. I had a great time in Natchitoches last weekend. I will admit to that too, but I've also made spontaneous trips over to Dallas. Some of my family is home in New Orleans as well. So for those of you traveling outside the Arklatex this holiday season, we're giving a forecast for that, especially for this weekend. More in particular for this weekend. In this forecast, actually, we actually gave a forecast for Christmas for pretty much the entire country yesterday. You can go back and watch that episode. Yes, you can go back and watch previous episodes. So guess what? If you can't make these First Alert Weather Breakdowns live, you can go back into the app, click into First Alert Weather Breakdown. It has every single episode there. So if you want to stay up to date with the latest extended forecast, you can go there. Or if you want to know more about their exclusive content, which includes, again, forecasts that go beyond the Arklatex, guess what? This is the spot to be. Anyways, let's get into it. So this weekend, NFL, we have 3 weeks left. And unfortunately, Cowboys and Saints, they're not out yet, but let's just say they're not in great spots to get into the playoffs with 3 weeks left in the regular season, including final home games coming up. Cowboys are at home as well. Both Saints and Cowboys, actually, this weekend are in prime time. Sunday Night Football is in Jerry World in Arlington, as the Cowboys host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, that's at 7:20 on Sunday. Temperatures looking a little cool, but conditions optimal, definitely. Temperatures in the mid-50s with winds maybe a little breezy around, especially around for kickoff and the end of regulation, headed on the way home too. But 50s will be nice, and again, no chance of rain to look forward to in Dallas over the next several days. It's going to be a nice weekend in Dallas as well for both Saturday and Sunday. We'll get to that in the regional travel forecast. But great playing conditions for then. I'm not sure if I'm going to say the same about the Saints, because not only are they playing in primetime, they are on the road in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And keep in mind, again, it's late December, and they're going up to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. I know that's not a picture of Lambeau Field. I actually forgot to insert that in. But anyways, temperatures, down to around 30 degrees throughout the game. And to be fair, this is a friendly temperature. From what I've seen up and around Green Bay. Just so you know, the highs today, if the game were played today in Green Bay, I believe the highs in 25 and the low would be around 7. So this is actually friendly temperatures for the Saints versus the Packers, even though the Saints, I will say, it's something about teams in the South just unable to play teams in the North during winter. I wouldn't say unable, but just it's rough. It's a little bit of a rough time. Not going to lie. I will say one interesting factor about this forecast that's not even really stated on here. By the way, again, this is Monday Night Football, Saints versus Packers in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. One interesting part of this forecast that is not stated here, and probably the most intriguing part of the forecast, it is expected to snow during the day on Monday. Now, you see, obviously, it's not expected to snow during the kickoff, but during the day, it's expected to snow, which means there could be some snow lingering along the ground. I know they have a great grounds coat, Green Bay and the Lambeau Field, but some of it could be lingering around. Just saying. It would be interesting to see. There's still a 10% chance of snow during the game, but it would be intriguing to see the Saints. When's the last time you've seen Saints play in the snow? I don't remember. Anyways, let's look at your Saints and Cowboys forecast. Now, let's get into what's happening here in the skies for our regional forecast. Is my graphics loading? There we go. So this will look all around areas around the Arklatex for our First Alert Doppler radar, and you can see there is a whole lot of nothing. It's looking like a beautiful weekend for everybody. Anywhere you're headed to, at least regionally. If you're headed out maybe to the northeast, well, they're expecting rain here for the day today. But again, anywhere around us, Dallas, New Orleans, Jackson, Little Rock, Houston, Oklahoma City, maybe out towards Alabama, Georgia, Atlanta. Most of us in the southeast are looking good, despite the cold front coming through. That's going to give us some, again, cooler temperatures at least through today and tomorrow for most of us. And the high pressure goes out east, and Well, that's going to welcome back in rain. By Christmas Eve, back into the Arklatex, maybe with a splash of a shower Christmas Eve for Dallas. Dallas is looking the best out of the situation, honestly. I think most of the rain's going to come on Monday, actually. And then, unfortunately, for those on Christmas, it looks like most of the rain's going to attack areas of New Orleans and out towards Mississippi and Alabama as that rain moves eastward, especially during the day on Christmas Eve. To be fair, there's some weather models that hint that some of this rain could lag behind, and it's a slower moving system than what it is originally shown here on this map. But we'll keep you first alert. Heading into next week. All right, so now let's get into what's actually happening. Get you some numbers, so to speak. Current conditions, 54 in Dallas, 57 in New Orleans, a little cooler up in the Little Rock, 42 degrees behind that cold front, again, that's actively pushing through Shreveport and going to continue to work its way down to New Orleans and also towards Jackson. So that gives you a hint what the temperatures are behind that cold front. Again, it's already 42 in Little Rock. High temperatures for the day today, it's only 45 today in Little Rock, 57 in Dallas, 65 in New Orleans, 61 in Monroe. What do they all have in common? Well, lots of sunshine. Should be great for them. For Saturday, 54 degrees. This is for tomorrow, by the way, for Saturday. 54 degrees in New Orleans, cooling down those high temperatures again. 51 only in Monroe for tomorrow. 50 in Jackson, where it's 55 currently there today. And then heading into Sunday, still more sunshine. So again, a beautiful weekend all around. You just got to watch out come Christmas time, especially for, say, here in the Arklatex again, New Orleans, Jackson, Alabama. I think the safest bet for Christmas is, again, I'm going to be out westward. Dallas, Austin, Houston. Most of the rain comes in on Monday, if any, honestly, before it moves into the Arklatex and into Louisiana for most of Christmas Eve, before the bulk of the system moves into Mississippi and Alabama for the day of Christmas. Hope that makes sense. All right, let's look at our forecast here for those of you traveling this weekend. Again, thanks for watching. We're going to recap this episode right after this, and yeah, we're going to recap kind of the work weeks worth. My, that's a handful. That's 3 W's. I was trying to save that call for the break, but I didn't. Wasn't able to. Anyways, yeah, we're going to recap this episode. We're going to see what you can look forward to for next week. Guess what? We still have episodes next week during the holiday week. I will say we're not going to have episodes every single week, every single day, though, of next week since it's a holiday week. We'll give you the schedule. We'll give you the rundown, kind of how things are going to work next week. Coming up after this. Get a sneak peek into next week after this break. All right, welcome back. First Alert with a breakdown. I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson. First of all, you don't see us after today. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from those of us at not just the First Alert with a breakdown, but those of us at the KSLA News 12 First Alert weather team, and I can probably already say that also from KSLA News 12 as a whole as well. So yeah, there's that. Lose my thoughts. Oh yes, next week. First of all, thank you for watching today itself. Busy sports week, not just for NFL, but college football playoff. I know we don't have any local Arklatex teams in it. LSU isn't in it either. But still intriguing to watch regardless. It starts tonight, by the way, Indiana against Notre Dame. That game also expected to be very cold on top of that as well. Watch out for that. The three other games of the first round are going to be played tomorrow. I'll be intrigued. Consider me intrigued. Consider me definitely going to watch portions of that game. Anyways, back here in the Arklatex. For this First Alert weather breakdown, next week is going to be a bit of an anomaly to our schedule. And the main reason why is because Christmas week. Christmas right smack in the middle of the week on Wednesday. We will not, I repeat, we will not, N-O-T, have episodes on Tuesday and Wednesday. We will not have episodes on Christmas Eve. On Tuesday, we will not have episodes on an episode on Christmas, which is on Wednesday. We will, however, have episodes on the 23rd, 26th, and 27th. That will be Monday, Thursday, and Friday. We will have episodes. Again, we normally air every single work weekday, but obviously next week is not really a work week per se. So we're going to have episodes on, again, Monday, Thursday, and Friday of next week only. For the most part. Guess what? My Christmas gift to you is I get to give away all of the schedule here for next week. I'm going to go ahead and say that to you. On Monday, first of all, I will give you one last look at Christmas. We're going to look at the Arklatex Christmas. We're going to go into specifics with the rain especially. We're going to go a lot more into depth with that. And we're also going to look at a regional travel forecast one more time for those of you looking to skedaddle on either Monday or Tuesday. So we'll have that forecast for you coming on up for First Alert weather breakdown. Again, that'll happen next Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, we will not have an episode most likely. And the only reason I say most likely, I know I just said we won't have one, but I forgot. Most likely we'll not have an episode then due to, or we will, the only, how do I phrase this, Evan? It's Friday. My brain is on overtime. Again, I said we will not have a forecast for the most part on those 2 days, but the only chance if we do have one of those days is a chance of severe weather or a lot of rain, which could very much happen, especially on Christmas Eve. So I might actually do a podcast on those days. We'll see. We'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch. That's the best way I can leave it at. Thursday and Friday, though, those episodes will definitely be happening. I mean, the holiday right after Christmas is New Year's. We're going to preview the New Year's forecast on the 26th. On that Thursday, we're going to look at all of New Year's, not just for here locally, but if you happen to be traveling anywhere out for New Year's, guess what? I'm traveling out for New Year's. So, yeah, we'll give myself a forecast, I guess, for wherever I'm going, which I will not spoil. And then Friday, we will give all the First Alert details into the Independence Bowl, which will be the following Saturday. So we'll have a forecast for the next day, essentially, at the time of the podcast, the next day on that Saturday night. The Independence Bowl between Louisiana Tech Bulldogs and the Army West Point Black Knights. So, yeah, that'll be the forecast, or the schedule here for next work week. Again, I'm off for the next 2 days. I'm gonna go enjoy some of that sunshine. Hope you do too. Thank you for joining us on First Alert Weather Breakdown. Again, I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson. You have a very Merry Christmas. If I do not see you next work week, I keep saying work week. If I do not see you next holiday week, you have a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy it. Make the time the most, especially with your family and friends. It's all about the spirit of giving, which I guess you could say us here at the weather department, we're giving you rain, which it could be the equivalent of coal. So I'm sorry. Anyways, anything else, Evan? I think I'm good. I'll see you on Monday. 10:30. I will see you on Monday the 23rd. That is official. Again, we'll go over the Christmas forecast one last time then. I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson. You have a great rest of your work week. Today, still got to get through one more day. I'll see you again Monday, 10:30. Be there, be square, and most importantly, be weather aware. I'll see you then. Bye, and Merry Christmas.